I know it's tempting. I know the first thing you want to do is dive in and weed and reorganize the collection. And I want to genreify. I want to redo my shelving. I want to make it more kid friendly. And all those things are super important pieces of our work. But if we don't have relationships with the people in the building and they don't learn to know us and trust us and see us as consummate professionals who are doing things in the best interest of our kids, then those activities can be super disruptive.
Some of our students, especially our Title I students, maybe think that careers in STEM and engineering and all those things aren't for them. And they think I'm just going to do what my parents do, or I'm going to, have just a regular hourly job, and they don't think it's possible. And so when you put things like podcasting in front of them and becoming an influencer, being an engineer, all these things, school then becomes relevant for them. They're like, oh, there's a future for me after this.
And then when you look at middle grade books, they're all about 12-year-olds. And there's just a huge lack of 13, 14, 15, even 16-year-olds. We just decided to make a name for it and to start writing some articles and putting out social media posts and things, we're really asking publishing to make us a new category. And we found lots of people to back that up.
Well, I think it begins with connecting with where they're at. So if they are getting their news from TikTok or YouTube channels, I think it's our job as educators to not dismiss that.
Literacy is so important, and it is foundational. It's integral to our job. But then there's just that's our foundation. There's just so much more that our librarians and library programs can provide.
One of the things that they've taught me is what's good for EL kids is good for all kids. So even the ones who are, learning English, the ones who are the youngest or can't read well, all of those kids can benefit from the strategies that we use for EL kids.
That's what I say to my kids. I'm like, this is a real world job. I'm giving you a job that I need to be doing, but I'm right here with you and you're going to do it, But the teachers, then they have the expectations. Let's say a teacher's having trouble with the Promethean board, let's say. They'll call and say, do you have a library leader there, a media tech student that can help? Absolutely.
And then what they were doing is following the character's pathway. They had to build a robot using Robo Wonderkin that could pick up a metallic key and then deliver it to the place that the key needed to go for the lost library. And so to see students figure out how they could build a device that could pick up that key, how they could figure out how to drop or deliver the key. There were a lot of different construction elements that went into that they were doing live.
Costume, it's sound effects, it's screen recording. We can all see what I'm doing on the screen. And then I'm able to walk around and help kids on their computers while they're watching my directions all together.
I would never tell anybody how they need to organize their shelves. What I say is you have to think about your readers, right? I think it's our job to keep the readers. And so you want to think about the readers, the patrons, and what's going to be easiest for them, not what's going to be the easiest for us to shelve.
I'm always coming up with little alliterations and things like that. And so I decided to start each chapter with a place. And so I had, a place for the librarian, which is very important. And I make sure that that's a place that's highlighted there.
So Lunch and Learn is someone from the community or virtually comes in. They talk about a subject near and dear to their heart, which could be a career path, could be an idea, it could be an opportunity for kids, for example, internship opportunities that they're coming to tell kids about.